This is the second video in our series on developing hand independence. Now, a lot of you responded to the first video in this series, and I received one comment that I thought was really great. For me, getting the hands to work separately is easy. Getting them to work together is what's difficult. So, perhaps I should have titled that first video, How to Train Your Hands to Work Separately with Your Hands Playing Together. Because after all, what we're trying to do is develop the ability to have your hands doing two different things at the same time, because obviously that's a lot of what piano playing entails, hand independence. So if you haven't had a chance to look at the first video in the series, I would encourage you to go back and work through that one, because there is where I laid the foundation for these hand independence exercises. In the previous video, exercise 1 dealt with different dynamics in each hand. Exercise 2 dealt with legato versus staccato, one hand playing legato and the other staccato. Now here in exercise 3, we will be emphasizing different rhythms, quarter notes versus eighth notes, and also dotted patterns. We're going to use this 5-note pattern going from C to G. That will make this easier. And we have two versions of this particular exercise. So we're going to begin with the left hand playing steady quarter notes. Very simple. But the right hand is going to play eighth notes on the same pattern. So whereas the left hand is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, we could actually count this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Why do we want to do that? Because the right hand is going to be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So basically the right hand is going to be playing the same pattern but twice as fast. So it's going to sound something like this. So you want to count aloud while you're doing this to help you get the rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Here's how it sounds. Let's go through it one more time. Remember, you may have to do this very slowly at first, and that's all right. So even if it ends up sounding like this, another thing that might help you is think about where you land on each beat. So for example, on beat 1, the right hand is playing 2 notes and the left hand 1. And then on beat 2, you end up with this. Now I realize this is not beautiful music. This is strictly an exercise to help you develop hand independence. So you end up with this, and then you're on E in the left hand and G in the right hand. Then you have this interval, which resolves. Now you're on both of your thumbs. There's that interval again. All right, now we're going to switch it around. The right hand is going to play steady quarter notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And the left hand is going to be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and so on. Here we go. I'll play it a little bit slower. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So there we have our quarter note versus eighth note, different rhythm, hand independence exercise. So that was version A of this different rhythm exercise. Now version B is going to be a little more difficult. So I would encourage you not to try this one until you've mastered the first one. So we have one hand playing even quarter notes, just like we did in the first exercise. But now the other one is going to play a pattern with dotted rhythms. So it'll sound something like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We play the hands together, left hand playing even quarter notes, right hand playing a dotted rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And then we change it up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We'll play it again without me talking. Here's the left hand playing even quarter notes, the right hand playing dotted rhythms. And then the other way around. Now, we're going to make it even a little more complex. Going back to the left hand playing the even quarter notes, the right hand is going to play a dotted rhythm pattern but twice as fast. I'll slow that way down. Now the same thing with the right hand playing the even quarter notes and the left hand playing the dotted rhythm twice as fast. So once again, you may have to start very slowly and then gradually speed up, and eventually this is going to start feeling automatic. Your hands will be working independently yet together. Exercise 4 deals with contrary motion scales. In other words, we are forcing now each hand to move in opposite directions while staying rhythmically aligned. So we start with both thumbs on middle C. The right hand plays our now typical pattern C, D, E, F, G, and back down. And the left hand plays C, B, A, G, F, and back up. And so we play them together. And then we can try extending this to an octave. So notice when I get to this part, both hands have the thumbs crossing under, and now we're in position to play the rest of the scale. Practicing like this, where the hands are moving in contrary motion, is something that basically every piano player does. Even the most advanced professional players still practice scales in contrary motion. Of course, they do it in all keys, but that is beyond the scope of this video. Now, If we want to make this even more interesting, we do the same thing as we did in the previous exercise. We begin using different rhythms. So here we have the right hand playing straight quarter notes and the left hand in contrary motion playing dotted rhythm. And then the other way around. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any comments, any questions, any suggestions, then please be sure to put those in the comments section. If you'd like to support the channel, I now have a thing where you can buy me a coffee. I forgot to bring my coffee down here, but nevertheless, you can buy me a coffee. You can also join my Patreon if you'd like to support the channel in that way. So thanks again for watching and for playing along, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.